unit out there. A couple of changes, Nolan Spicer and Mitch Ferguson, both dealing with some knocks themselves. But Notre Dame, going with experience in this game, a game where they want to obviously get the seniors out in senior night, but also make sure they keep building that momentum heading to the ACC tournament. Keeping continuity in lineup is a good way to do that.
So here we go. 5th-ranked Notre Dame, 20th-ranked Pittsburgh. Irish looking to win or draw and lock up the top seed for the ACC tournament. Panthers trying to improve their standing potentially as high as 5th as we're underway with Notre Dame going forward toward KK Bafour on the right side. Couldn't get a touch on it, and it lands for Cabral Carter, the sophomore keeper from Los Angeles.
Carter. I think this year we've seen a pre-designed move off kickoff for Notre Dame. They went right to O'Brien, and O'Brien knew where he wanted that one. I wonder if they had that saved up for this game, and really almost a good look for Bafour. Just couldn't get it cleanly, but regardless, the look was what Notre Dame wanted.
So Carter, early action, his 14th start as Pitt goes long with this one ahead for Joao Souza, who shoots just wide of Dowd, lunging out to his left. And no deflection from the Irish keeper. An immediate chance for Pitt just beyond 30 seconds in.
Could you ask for a better opening 45 seconds? Notre Dame off kickoff, going downfield, getting a shot off, or a touch that became a shot off, and Pitt on the counter right then and there, immediately getting a shot of their own. This is a really good attack by the Panthers. You see there, just springing free is Joao Souza, and he puts that wide, but Dowd had to work to get after that one. He didn't need to save it in the end, but I don't think he was expecting to do a lunge like that in the first minute.
Souza, transfer from Marshall, 2020 national champion, playing his 85th career game tonight. Matthew Rue applying the pressure off the goal kick. As Pitt works on the back line, Panthers 6-4-4 overall coming in, 2-2-3 within the conference. It's been an up and down season for Pittsburgh. Panthers will end this regular season without any instance of winning back-to-back games. Panthers have not had that happen since 2016, the very first year of the Jay Vidovich head coaching era.
And a lot of that's the schedule. Vidovich talked quite a bit about this in the coaches meeting. The teams that Pitt has played are some of the best in the country. They've played so many top 15 games. They've gone on the road and played these games. They've played them at home. And the record, maybe not be the strongest in the country, but that's not indicative of the quality this team has, nor the ability of the team, how they've played this year.
Out wide, here's the senior Patty Burns, who scored the equalizing goal against Pittsburgh in the 2021 Elite Eight on this field. Notre Dame and Pittsburgh met 3 times in that 2021 season. It was the Irish taking all 3 matches, the first in overtime in the regular season, then a clean sheet in the ACC tournament on their way to an ACC crown. And then that dramatic Elite Eight game that you were on the call for 2 years ago that went to penalty kicks.
My first call as a soccer analyst, it was quite the stakes for that one. But like we talked about in the open, these are 2 teams that have plenty of familiarity with each other. They know, maybe the players change year by year, of course, but they know what each other want, what each opposing number on the opposing team's bench wants to do tactically, philosophically. They know what to expect from each other, and I think that is going to set up a really good matchup between 2 teams that, kind of are expecting that first punch. It's how they counter-punch. It's going to be interesting to see.
33rd matchup in the history of Notre Dame-Pittsburgh. Irish have claimed 20 of those games. Pitt with 7 victories. It's just over 3 minutes in, the Panthers work along the back line.
It's a unique history, even 2 former Big East teams. Then they went to the ACC together. I believe Pitt, behind Indiana, is Notre Dame's 2nd most played matchup of all time. Like you said, a lot of shared history of these 2 teams, and 2 teams that I think, when they get together, things are going to get good.
Now the Irish take possession with Mo Williams on the back end, starting his 2nd consecutive game in place of Mitch Ferguson, who's been banged up. Forward toward Enoento. Bafour wins the ball at the corner of the box. Trying to play it for Radavoisa, and it's out for a first Irish corner kick. And here comes Notre Dame on one of those set pieces. 12 of Notre Dame's 30 goals, including the equalizer last week at Wake Forest in the 85th minute, have come from set pieces.
They got a wide variety of them, too. They can get them off the throw-in. They can get them on the free kick, corner kick. We'll see here. It's not any one player either that really is a super big threat in the box. It's just a really good team being physical in there.
Burns, a touch on to Williams. Carter dives and punches it away with traffic around him. And it's all the way back out beyond midfield where Josh Ramsey chases it down for the Irish.
You see a little bit of what I'm talking about there. It's not any one massive force for Notre Dame in the box as they come forward now. Again, I'll hold that thought.
Advantage as Burns fires it off the body of Guilherme Feitosa, the junior midfielder, and out.
Looks like we get an offside call there. Late indication from the referee.
Tonight's head referee is John McCloskey. There you see him in the middle of the pitch. Assistants Fernando Pina, Cesar Ibarra, and the alternate official George Perry IV.
We're going to flip it. Looks like they're going to bring it back to that initial foul. We mentioned they played advantage, but that the ball went out of play, and they're going to bring it back to that one, which is strange given the referee had indeed indicated advantage, but he is able to bring it back if he so inclines, and that's what he'll choose to do. Notre Dame playing it back anyway, so not really a decision of much consequence, to say the least.
Irish in possession now as this one picks up speed toward the touchline, just barely kept in play by Ramsey. And now out for another Irish throw-in. Notre Dame 10-1-4 this season and looking to complete an unbeaten run through ACC play for the first time in program history. Irish currently 5-0-2 and have not been beaten since September 12th on this field against Michigan State. That's their only loss overall this season.
Alumni Stadium is a really tough place to play. Wolf does a good job keeping the noise in as well, and when fans pack it, it can become quite a loud environment, but also just the pitch conditions, it's a really well-maintained pitch. Almost every time I talk to Coach Riley, actually, it's something that often gets brought up. The pitch is really nice. Even when it starts raining, it drains well, and Notre Dame is just so used to playing in these conditions, that they maybe have a little bit of advantage every time they come here.
Playing conditions were a little bit questionable throughout the week heading into this Friday night match. A lot of rain expected in the forecast heading into this one, but we have beautiful weather, temperatures in the low 70s, and the wind starting to shift now, pretty much due out of the west at 10 to 15 miles an hour. Chance for showers toward the end of the match, but it's looking good right now as Burns waits for an option and goes back for Ramsey.
See Burns, I think, wanted to make a run there on the underlap. He was pointing someone out, but in the end, nothing comes from it.
Burns again working that left side with Radavoisa, who just takes the throw in with Feitosa defending. Radavoisa, another member of that Notre Dame senior class, being honored tonight. 7 seniors for the Irish. Burns inside the 18, where it's knocked away from Rue and again cleared out. Irish really putting the pressure on as the initial ball redirects its way back out onto the field after hitting the wall for the bleachers. And now Burns can throw in the real soccer ball.
One of the rare hazards of having a wall supporting the, raising the stands up. Occasionally you'll get one of those balls that deflects out and it comes right back into play. Then they want to go quick there, they'll need to slow it down, but they do get a corner kick out of it.
They'll be back 4 to take it now, this time from the near side. Irish have controlled play through the opening 8 minutes. Low swinging ball, now it leaps high in the air right at the penalty spot. And now sent out wide where Bonneau goes to get it, with Sam Cow watching. O'Brien, stop and go. Now he shoots from the corner. A header from Ento goes over the top. What service that was from O'Brien, and Ento nearly made it 1-0 early.
And talk about the patience of Mo Williams to stay up there for that header. He's a center back. You see him racing back now to get to his spot. But he knew that second ball would come in, but he doesn't rush back. He's up there like he was a forward, leaps up and puts it over the bar. But that's a center back in name, but that was definitely a forward effort at the ball. So they're pressing heavy on these early goal kicks.
So I beg your pardon, Williams, not Ento on the header as he pushed forward. And now Bonneau steps back with it. Irish played up the middle for Rue, who cuts inside. Now shields the ball out to Bafour, looking for the back post. No option there. And now this one goes off. Burns on the clearance attempt from Souza. And now Pitt earns the throw-in.
Right start early on for Notre Dame. They look like they've got a good idea of what they want to do in possession, and they're doing well the 4-step session. We saw on the goal kick, they've got a disciplined press, and they're definitely they know their triggers. They know when they want to go on that press. And when you've got a disciplined press, if a team is not prepared to break it, that can wreak havoc early on. Notre Dame forcing Pitt maybe to rethink how they want to play out on these goal kicks.
But no, who just committed the foul, frees up the ball for Ento! 10th minute, and it's 1-0 Irish. right off the turnover. Ento strikes his 7th of the year.
I just finished talking about a disciplined press. There's your disciplined press. Bryce Bonneau lying in the weight. The goalkeeper passes out, triggers the press. Bonneau with the win, smartly lays it off to Ento, and Ento with the clinical finish. Dream start for Notre Dame, puts up the Marcus Rashford celebration, finger to the temple. Talk about a nice win by Bonneau. Comes in from behind, does well the pressure, no foul there. And Ento with just a really clean finish, finds the corner. Talk about a great start if you're Notre Dame.
Ento's 14th career goal. And that is his 5th in his last 8 games. He scored the game winner at Michigan last Tuesday during that effective 3-game road trip to Virginia Tech, Michigan, and Wake Forest for Notre Dame. And now Ento reopens his account and has the Irish ahead early.
I don't think I could ask for a better example of why finding disciplined press matters. As I mentioned, they know where they want to go when the goalkeeper sends it out. The goalkeeper sends it out, and Bonneau is right there on the spot. It's a move Notre Dame's run before. You know, we've seen Bonneau be dangerous on those balls out from the back. Notre Dame scored goals off of that exact press before. Pitt tries to play through it, Notre Dame makes them pay. And now we'll see how Pitt reacts, because I don't think they expected in their game script to go behind this early. We talked about throwing a counterpunch after Notre Dame gets theirs, or after how Notre Dame would respond if Pitt got theirs early. Let's see how Pitt responds, because now we'll have to get into this game more, get on the front foot a little more, see what they do.
Bonneau picks up the assist, and that's his first point since September 9th when he scored Notre Dame's 2nd goal in the ACC opener against Clemson. Pittsburgh earns a free kick just across midfield. Irish have been so strong at scoring early and protecting those leads. This is the 11th time in 16 games that Notre Dame has scored first, and the Irish 29-0-1 in their last 30 matches when getting on the scoreboard first.
This Notre Dame team, the discipline on their defense is just so strong. You know that if they go up early, they're going to be able to, if they want to, move back into that shell. We'll see how they react. But when Notre Dame wants to get compact in defense, they're really good at holding their line and making sure that they don't give up any easy chances. We'll see how they react to that early goal, though. I don't think they're going to be sitting back. I think they're going to want to get a second and really break this game open.
Pitt's got a history of making comebacks. We'll talk more about their second half surges later on in the night, but 3 Fridays ago, the Panthers went to Virginia Tech, gave up a goal early, and then scored 3 inside the final 20 minutes to secure a huge 3-1 victory against the Hokies. So it's certainly possible, and the offensive firepower is there, like you said. For now, it's a Panther goal kick just under 12 minutes into the match.
When you play a team as much as Notre Dame has Pitt, you know they're not going to underestimate them. I think they know, regardless of where Pitt is in the standings, regardless of what the points are, this is a team of quality. This is a team that at any given moment could break this game wide open, and Notre Dame is going to expect that, I think, and they're going to, be aware that Pitt has the talent to, always be in a game. You talk about their comebacks. They've got it on record. When they go down by 1, this team isn't giving up, and I don't think we can expect that anytime soon from this Panther team.
It was a physical play by Josh Ramsey, the junior, making his 55th career start. And he commits the foul. Pittsburgh's last result, a scoreless draw at home 6 days ago on Saturday against Duke. Duke ranked inside the top 10 at the time. And Notre Dame, of course, defeated Duke on this field 1-0 in the first weekend of October. Irish bring it over to the near side, where Ramsey locates Burns. Radavoisa running. Burns stays with it. Now Radavoisa with an aggressive play on, and a steal for Filip Mirkovic. Out wide it goes for Souza. Joao Souza too much behind that ball as he looked to bend it inside for the running Luis Samkow, and a goal kick for Notre Dame.
Really nice work by Mirkovic, though, in the middle to win that ball and then keep his head up and not try to just drive forward until he came to goal or got it dispossessed. He looks up, finds the right pass, gets it out wide, and Souza eventually plays it out for a goal kick. But that's the kind of move you want if you're Pitt. Win the ball in the center of the park, stay composed, don't try to overhit it even though you're playing from behind. Play your brand of soccer. I'm sure that's what Jay Vidovic is stressing down on the touchline right now. And that was more like Pitt's brand of soccer, not trying to play just hit and hope.
Mirkovic, 21 in blue, the engine of this Pittsburgh attack, has 9 assists this season, 28 for his career. And he is the all-time Pittsburgh assist leader. Took over that crown on October 6th, and that record had stood since 1994. So significant history made for Mirkovic. Now it's back with Souza in the middle.
Hold the record in a program like Pitt really just says enough in itself. You know, a team that has no shortage of quality soccer history in its record books, and to get a record like that, assist leader, just goes to show the quality Mirkovic has and really the amount of time he's been doing it for this Pitt team. It's not just a one-year outburst of production. He's been a quality player in this lineup for some time now.
Hermann Trophy watch list at the beginning of the season. Still surprisingly, though, in search of his first goal of the campaign. He had 9 for his career coming in. As the Irish again move it over to Burns on that near side. Irish looking for another turnover here, a sliding play. And there are a couple Irish players down as Ento came crashing in.
3-man collision, I think that one was, where looks like it was Rue, Ento, and then Pitt as well getting involved with Mercado. And just all 3 of them came together at the same time. Looked like Ento came off the worst for it, which is why the foul went to Notre Dame, but really just a collision of bodies around the ball. And now Notre Dame gets a set piece, and talked plenty about it. You know, this is where they want to be. They got Ethan O'Brien on the ball. He delivers a really good set piece, but they're going to play this one short.
O'Brien, the graduate co-captain, moves it through Bonneau out to Bafour. Now Genenbacher, as the Panthers close in defensively. Bafour again. Just past the 15-minute mark in this opening half. Ento the goal in the 10th minute. Radavoisa for Rue with some space. Chips it across in search again of Mo Williams. And out for an Irish throw in deep in the Pittsburgh half.
And Mo Williams, you talked about it earlier, has got some good instincts for a defender in the box. He knows when to press up and stay around the goal mouth and when to maybe retreat back and get ready to defend. And that time he saw something he liked in front of goal, and they very nearly got the ball to him. Now we'll get to see Kyle Genenbacher's long throw. Notre Dame is one of Notre Dame's main weapons on display.
Williams still playing forward here as Genenbacher's long throw knocked down by Burns. There's Ento again. His shot blocked as there's a massive body sprawled out in front. Now Rue. Out again for Radavoisa, playing to himself. Shielded closely and physically by Felipe Mercado. Now it's O'Brien again, seeking out service. Instead it's Burns. He'll play toward the area. Goes through, and Ento, bit of a late reaction. And that forces the ball all the way out the other side.
Well, let's see if Notre Dame plays this one quick or they wait for Genenbacher. We'll see here, this one. Ento gets a clean strike on it. Nice block. Look, that was the hip that gets in the way, and Notre Dame very nearly got a second there. And look what Pitt's doing on this long throw. They got a guy in front of Genenbacher trying to jump up, maybe just get almost like in basketball, you want to get a hand in the shooter's face. I guess they're trying to do that with his throw-in. Neither time it's worked so far, but it's definitely a unique method of defending that we haven't seen so far this year.
And boy, Pitt has barely sniffed the Notre Dame side of midfield since that early chance from Souza just 30 seconds in. Now the Panthers have a throw-in on the other side with Mateo Maufo. And now all the way across it comes for Souza. And the Panthers look to build up.
This is far from the most insightful thing I'll say on this call, but Notre Dame would really like to get a second goal here because that would very much change the complexion of this match. If, a 1-0 game, like we said, Pitt can kind of play their game, make sure they get back in on their own terms. Notre Dame gets it to 2-0, that's really going to change how Pitt approaches. We're going to get an offside call there. If Notre Dame goes up by 2, it's really going to change how Pitt approaches this. They're going to want to, get more aggressive. They're going to need to get more aggressive against this Notre Dame defense, and then Notre Dame can try to open it up in transition. So obviously, again, not exactly genius analysis to say a team's going to want to score again, but I think the second goal, whether it's Pitt to equalize or whether it's Notre Dame to expand this lead, could be the one that really defines the rest of the match once it comes.
Well, it would certainly be important for Notre Dame to get that second because the Irish have allowed multiple goals in a game just once this season. Got to go back again to that ACC opener against Clemson, a 3-2 win at Alumni Stadium for Notre Dame.
Pitt doing well to settle it down there, making sure they don't try to go right for the teeth of this Notre Dame press there. Making sure they get the ball back and they're staying composed. As we'll see now, a nice little move to get out of pressure there. Move that was Gilman to make the turn. Notre Dame eventually gets the ball back, but again, we're starting to see a Pitt team that's maybe growing in this game a little more, finding their composure, staying calm, and now Notre Dame will hand the ball off to Kyle Genenbacher. They're not going to long throw it, but Pitt, I think, you could see them getting ready to defend that.
You saw the move on the back line from Gilman, the really impressive sophomore for Pittsburgh. He's already earned part of the captaincy for this Panther side, and he's played a team high 1,246 minutes coming into this match. 19 more to start this one off.
It says a lot about a player at that age when they win, a captain's, at least a share of the captaincy. It shows that they're not just a player that's talented, not just a player that coach wants to get on the field. That's a nice ball out to break Pitt into transition.
Here they come with Souza controlling and playing a through ball perfectly across, and it's wide. Luis Samkow with one of the easier shots he will ever take, and he pulls it past the far post.
That's remarkable. That was Pitt's best chance of the day by far, and it's a really well-worked chance. All credit to Cabral to play this through. Then Pitt comes charging forward, a nice, incisive through ball, unselfish play to play it off, and then just pulled wide by Samkow. No visible pressure on the ball that I can see. He just gets it with, it looks like, a little too far back on the boot, and that's about as bad as a miss as we'll see all year.
I was going to say, maybe the heel of Samkow catching the wrong part of the boot, and a glorious opportunity to equalize goes by the wayside for the visitors. Now it's Ramsey for Notre Dame. He had it chipped away, and an injury, at least momentarily, to Samkow, who keels over for just a moment, grabbing the left side of his midsection, as he was the one who knocked the ball away from Ramsey.
Some silver lining, though. That is what Pitt needs to show they can do in this game. It's a really well-worked move. Carter Cabral does well to make the right choice. Notre Dame presses high, so he goes over the top and finds in space. I believe that was Sosa, who was in that half space between the Notre Dame back line and where the midfield was pressing up. Just had acres of space to drive forward, pick out the pass, and then they stay unselfish. It's a really good decision there to play it across the box and get a better look on frame. And just everything but the finish was there. But Pitt will regret that one, but it also is the type of thing they can replicate. They can play that same pass if Notre Dame presses in the same way again, and they can look to recreate that chance. And gotta imagine if they get that one again, they're putting it in the back of the net.
And it was Albert Thorsen, the Norwegian freshman, who had the opportunity to shoot, but certainly with his pass across the face of goal, set up a far better opportunity for his teammate. And that teammate, Samkow, is now down as both teams have retreated to their respective benches.
Samkow working his way to his feet now. It's a good chance, I think, early on this game, about a little under halfway through this first half, or maybe a little over halfway through this first half, to kind of regroup if you're Notre Dame. Or I'd say under again. Under halfway through this first half to regroup if you're Notre Dame. And Pitt, you've seen what Pitt wants to do when they are on the ball. You've seen, if you're Pitt, you've seen what Notre Dame wants to do if they are on the ball. Now you get a chance to reorganize, adapt to that. And I'm interested to see now that the coaches have had a chance. We usually talk about halftime adjustments, how the teams adjust when they have a chance to meet with the coaches. The coaches have seen the game, and now they get to tinker a little bit with the structure. Now they get that chance early on in the game, halfway through the first half, that is. And we'll see if either team makes some changes. Does Notre Dame change how they press, given how Pitt did so well to just break that press? Does Pitt maybe change how they want to go forward now that they've maybe seen their first look on goal in a chance created from open play, or from rather the goalkeeper? I'm interested to see what both coaches do, because they've had the chance to kind of see how the teams initially line up. Any surprises that might not have been the game plan have been revealed. Now they have the chance to adapt. Let's see how both coaches do.
Take the moment to report that 19th ranked Syracuse has the opening goal at Boston College. 4 other matches that started at 7 p.m. Eastern time, all taking part to determine the final seeding for that ACC tournament. And in just a matter of moments, North Carolina and Virginia will kick off in a top 15 battle, as Ento commits a grabbing foul on the far side of the field. And we're 24 minutes until halftime. A free kick for Gilman and the Panthers. See a food truck set up on that far side. And a decent amount of fans on that hill. It is a busy weekend athletics-wise on the campus of Notre Dame. Busiest they've had here this year. There's a hockey game going on tonight, volleyball game as well, and Notre Dame and Pittsburgh will collide on the football field just next door at Notre Dame Stadium tomorrow.
Great night, too, to watch some sports. You know, when we mentioned the rain might come a little later, but as of right now, it's a 70-degree night in late October in South Bend. I don't know what more you could ask for. Perfect conditions to watch games. See a lot of people out there in short sleeves, maybe a little light hoodie. You know, if the rain comes, that might change the attendance. But as of right now, really great crowd tonight. You can see the students down there on the field as well. Probably the best turnout I think Notre Dame's had this year, at least in terms of the student section on the field. I don't know where else the students might be in the stadium, but in terms of the crowd that we can see, it's a good turnout.
Yeah, certainly unseasonably warm here in South Bend. Average temperature for the late part of October usually sits around 57 degrees, and as he said, into the mid-70s throughout the afternoon as fans were taking in the sights of campus, and many, of course, have filled in for this top 20 match between Pittsburgh and Notre Dame. Panthers still pressing for that equalizer after the glorious chance for Sam Cow. Good step by Ramsey and the Irish to win the ball back. And now it's O'Brien working through traffic. And Radavoiso with the wind behind him going long towards Ento.
And how good is Ethan O'Brien under pressure? As I say that as he gets dispossessed.
The other way, Mirkovic against O'Brien. Back out to the wide side it goes for Souza. And now Mercado. And Grau on the back line. Fabian Grau, first time we've called his name, the graduate defender from Hamburg, Germany. So much international flavor on this Pittsburgh side. Coach Vidovic has recruited incredibly well abroad. And we can report that Wake Forest has the opening goal at Louisville. And we can also report that Mercado is making his way into a dangerous area, and a shot from Thorson deflected on goal. Down covers it up. Again, Wake Forest, the only team that has a chance to track down Notre Dame for that top seed. It would be a matter of Notre Dame losing, Wake Forest emerging victorious at Louisville, and then Wake would have to make up 4 goals of goal differential.
I've got a third report for you, more for our benefit than anything else. Thanks to some skillful hand flashing from Robbie Haman, the SID, up in front of me. Mo Williams, the center back for Notre Dame, is now wearing number 40. I'm not sure what prompted that change, but Williams, who was previously wearing number 14, you see there, next time you get a look at the Notre Dame backline, is wearing the number 40 kit. I was unaware we even had a 40 kit in the arsenal, but Mo Williams is now wearing it.
Well, that makes him the highest numbered player on either side, Notre Dame and Pittsburgh. Williams at number 40, you see him back there on the far side of the center circle.
See there, I'm not sure what prompted the change, in all honesty. We didn't see Williams at any time go down. If his shirt ripped, we didn't see it. But something clearly happened, and you know, Notre Dame, credit to the athletic training staff as always, credit to the equipment managers as always, quick to adapt and quick to get a solution ready, and that solution comes in the form of the 4-0 kit.
Yeah, Mo's used to change as well. He began his collegiate career at Cincinnati in 2019, spent a couple seasons at Seton Hall after that, and now at Notre Dame over the past 2 seasons.
Perhaps reminiscent of when Trey Wirtz switched jerseys to, I believe, the 33 in the middle of a
right.
basketball game last year. I forget what the exact number was, maybe 34. He did go on to have quite a good game after that, so if the changed jersey is any indicator, we might be seeing a strong performance out of Mo Williams in the back line, but perhaps that's just coincidence.
Another score change, 8th-ranked Duke has the opener with 20 minutes to play in the first half against Virginia Tech. Duke currently sitting in 5th place in the ACC, trying to break out of a tie with Syracuse. But for the Blue Devils, with Clemson and Virginia both 3 points ahead of them, if Duke gets to that 13-point threshold, Tigers and Hoos both have the tiebreaker.
And as the goal fest continues, we're getting a report that Louisville is equalized against Wake Forest because all the goals right now are being scored in the ACC at once. But that game, at least according to the stat broadcast in front of me, is now 1-1 Bradley Sample on the score sheet for the Cardinals at home you know, as Notre Dame is well familiar, going on the road to Louisville isn't always the easiest task.
Long throw from Burns goes out the near side, and a goal kick coming for Carter. Plenty to play for Louisville in that match as well, with themselves tied with Virginia Tech at 7 points. This Pittsburgh team, as well as North Carolina, 2 points ahead of them at 9. Again, the Panthers could finish this regular season anywhere seeded from 5th to 10th, and seeds 5 through 8 host in the ACC tournament first round Wednesday.
Notre Dame doing well to stay aggressive there. You know, Pitt tries to do the same thing they did earlier to break that little 2-3-1-4, I guess I would describe it, press for Notre Dame. And they do get the ball up, but Mo Williams does well to step up, as we'll hold that thought as Notre Dame once again breaks forward.
I believe that's Sebastian Green who has checked into the game on the far side of the Irish midfield. Notre Dame seeking him out again down the touchline. And just bumped out of there by Pittsburgh with Mayufo on the back end. Throw in for Notre Dame, just over 18 minutes until the break.
See a little of Nolan Spicer in the game now as well. Freshman talent.
Long cross. Swings toward the goal and over the line for a goal kick. Spicer, at least according to Coach Riley in our chat with him during the week, would be a game time decision for this one, but he has chosen to give it a go tonight.
Be interested to see if we see some Mitch Ferguson as well. Another one of those game time decisions, at least according to Coach Riley, especially if this game comes down to the wire. Notre Dame needs to or wants to be more defensive. We saw against Wake when they equalized, they went down to 10 men. Notre Dame decided, hey, we're going to go into our shell here. We just don't want to concede again. That was when we saw they kind of break the ceiling, break the glass window on getting all the defenders in. I think we saw a little bit of a Sean McDowd in that game, if I'm not mistaken. Another freshman who just plays that defensive role. Wonder if Mitch could be one of those subs late in this game. He's not fully fit, but they still want to get him on the field.
Here's Green, somehow maintaining possession as he finds Bafour out wide. Bafour, fancy footwork. He goes down by his own work, and it's a Pitt goal kick with 17 minutes remaining in the first half.
Bafour maybe got a little too tricky for his own good there. A lot of hip feints, a lot of, you know, I think he threw a step over or two in there, and ultimately I think he just threw himself off balance. He certainly had the defender on the ropes, but that's only as good of a move as you can make it. Pitt continuing this short game on the ball's out of the back. Notre Dame once again very nearly getting home on the press. Pitt for now escaping. Well,
pressure continues as it went high up in the air.
Could be a good play if they flick it on.
Instead, Mirkovic turns back with it for Mercado. And now the Panthers start to switch the field. And now go all the way back with it. Shots to this point, Notre Dame 4, Pitt 3. As the Irish again force a turnover in the midfield with O'Brien and Bonneau. Ento and Williams, 2 shots each for the Irish. Now it's O'Brien to the near side, Burns. KK Bafour takes a shove from behind, didn't go down. Notre Dame would have a throw in anyway here. And it'll be Burns to take it. Burns, one of those seniors, hails from Crumlin, Northern Ireland. 2 goals on the season, 10 for his career. This is his 68th career start, all in a Fighting Irish uniform. Bafour offside.
Before knew he was offside too. He kind of paused when he took that touch and like, oh, wait, they're not going to call it. And then once he turned, they did indeed call. Pitt going quick here, though.
There they go, long ball down that left side. Chased down, but strong defense with Williams coming back to help out Genenbacher. As it was Evan McIntyre, the sophomore forward, a Pennsylvania native, on the run there for the Panthers.
It's not easy defending by Kyle Genenbacher, too. McIntyre doing well to really shield that ball with his body, and Genenbacher able to successfully both win the ball and not commit a foul in the process. Not an easy play when you're moving as fast as those two guys are, especially when you're bearing down on goal. Genenbacher does well enough, and nice instinct by Mo Williams to be the second one to that ball and just hoof it clear.
So a third offside for Notre Dame. Kyle Genenbacher's a junior on the right side of that Notre Dame back line. Playing in his 14th game of the season. He started all of them. Forward go the Panthers. As Souza went down. But Pitt continues to work. Now going wide with it out to the left. Mayufo. Under 14 minutes to play in the first half. The difference right now, a 10th minute goal from Eno Ento. He's out of the game for the moment. The Panthers again chip it long with Fabian Grau. Sending it all the way to Dowd, who hasn't seen much action tonight. Just a couple quick developing opportunities for Pitt. One right off the opening kick.
Dowd hasn't had to do much. He's only had one save, but certainly his goal mouth has been threatened. We saw the one chance early on that, really was a miss that Dowd couldn't have done anything about because he got smart play to, I believe it was Albert Forsen, who made the decision to cross across Dowd's body, and Dowd couldn't make a play on it. And thankfully for Dowd, Pitt missed because he had been caught a bit out of position. He committed to Forsen. Forsen did well to play that ball across. But really, for one save doesn't really maybe describe the amount of chances Pitt has had. I'd say they've had 3 very high-quality chances so far in this game.
And Dowd has seen Pittsburgh more than any other ACC team throughout his impressive career. 5 career starts in the past against the Panthers. This is number 6. Maybe tested here as Souza goes down with Bonneau pressuring from behind. It's a clean play.
That was a heck of a reaction from Souza, and I can't say, at least from our angle, it was unjustified. It certainly seemed like Bonneau had a hand about as outreach as you're going to get it, but the referee, either said the contact wasn't enough or there wasn't contact at all. Obviously, it's a much better angle than we do, but at least from our spot in the booth, looked like there was a hand extended. Souza evidently agreed. The referee, though, I think he said, if I could read his body language, saying the contact wasn't enough, and Souza should have just kept on going. At any rate, Notre Dame is able to get the ball and reset now.
Souza, a native of Cuiabá, Brazil. An impressive career production-wise with 14 goals, 38 points, as Bafour runs down the left side. Both players going down, Bafour and the defending Mercado. Referee says play on. Now Bafour wins the ball back for Roux. Does he have his 10th of the year? Not quite. What a save from Cabral Carter.
Can't say enough work about Carter to get down there, and that's not an easy save to make. I think maybe the shot looked like it was close to him, but to the speed at which he gets to the ground and secures that ball and not allow a deflection either, just really, really nice stuff. Nice win by Bafour to get it to Roux, and Roux usually so clinical in that area, and it's a one-handed save, a strong save too, to pull that into his body. Really nice work there by the sophomore.
Williams thwarts the long ball, but the Panthers apply the pressure further. Now Genenbacher chips it out off the Panther, and it will be a goal kick.
Nice work by Genenbacher to earn a goal kick. He could have just cleared it out, but he has the wherewithal and the deftness to get that off a Pitt attacker and force the goal kick, as that one very easily could have just been booted to the high heavens. Genenbacher making sure he kind of flicks it off a Pitt, I believe it was a shin, on the way out.
Now down with the goal kick. You mentioned the one save he already has tonight, and that save, a milestone save in several aspects. His 50th of the season, 150th of his career as well. Not a bad feather to stick in your cap on senior night. As Notre Dame looks to space out in the middle with O'Brien. Having it poked away to Williams. Now O'Brien again, looking to run. Playing forward for Roux, and again Notre Dame offside as the shot comes in on goal for Carter.
Discontent in the crowd, but I think he was pretty clearly off, at least to us. Had a step on his defender, and Pitt playing the high line. They're playing a dangerous game, but worked for them there. And now we'll see once again they try to play it out from the back.
Matthew Rue career highs in goals with 9 points, 21, and 3 game-winning goals this season. He got off to that ridiculous start in late August, early September, scoring 5 straight Notre Dame goals at one point, including a hat trick against IUPUI. Now the Panthers working again. As it was Massimo Maragna losing possession, now all the way back to Dowd inside the final 9 minutes of the opening 45.
Pitt, you see, starting to gain their confidence in that midfield. A quick move there, some nice interchange, and once Pitt's able to get those little combinations going, it's a team that can move some real pace with the ball. And Notre Dame obviously going to want to do more to limit them in the midfield, because Pitt's had a couple nice chances now where they've kind of toyed around with the ball in the midfield and then they went. When they commit forward, they can get forward quickly. It's a team that really excels in those combination play, and Notre Dame will need to adapt to that as the game goes on, because Pitt's, like we just said, has created a couple nice chances in the aftermath of those combinations.
Rue knocked his man off the ball, and he does earn a corner kick.
It's fair to say this ref has definitely, told these players it's going to be a physical one. We've seen a couple of collisions on both sides now. Player goes down, ref tells them, get up, keep playing. He's calling it both ways. Definitely a physical one, at least so far, and one where we haven't seen a ton of fouls maybe for the amount of physicality we've seen.
Sebastian Green in swinging corner right into the arms of Carter.
Looking for number 40, Mo Williams there. A threat on those goal kicks as both teams sprint back to their possessions that time. We'll see here. Look at how Pitt on these, these plays off the back, they've got functionally really 4 players, I'd say, in that attacking zone. You see coming from left to right. One's maybe off camera a little bit on the touchline, but they are playing a dangerous game when they play it out. But the rewards they can get when they successfully get forward, like we're seeing now, are high, because they now have numbers forward that they can break with in this attack. And here they come. What a win.
O'Brien on the slide, as Pitt looked to play through with Souza. And now by 4.
Put to that point, it's a struggle to get the ball out of the back when you commit so many men forward playing out for the back, but when you're able to break those lines like they've done a couple times now, the numbers are already there for you to come forward in transition, and that time it took a really nice tackle from O'Brien to stop the danger.
Green from Spicer. And now as the fans get into it with the Leprechaun leading the charge, it's Green. Working into a dangerous area. He goes down from behind. It's a clean play, according to John McCloskey.
To that point, they are making sure these players know this is going to be a physical one.
Again, the Irish move in. Sliding try and another goal! And there is the 10th for Matthew Rue.
The heart hands in the air. We talked about he's usually clinical in front of goal. He got a second look at it, and he puts it away.
The Irish, in the waning moments of the first half, double their lead as Matthew Rue collects his 21st career goal, his 10th of the season. And again, it was off a bit of a broken play just outside the 18. Notre Dame jumps on it quickly and buries it.
Nice find by Gennebacker to break the lines. The freshman Spicer flicking it in, and nice work by Rue to get down low. That's not an easy finish. He needs to kind of contort his body to get in position to strike that ball cleanly. Does well, and really nice find to get in the corner. I need to know now, can you love me again? Plays on the speakers at Alumni. A little callback for any FIFA fans out there. And Notre Dame, we talked how much they want to get that second goal to really change the tone of this match, really take control of this match. They get just that there, and we'll see now what Pitt comes with just 6 minutes remaining in this first half.
Assisted by number 22, Nolan Spicer, and
38th minute goal for Rue, and Notre Dame, even without Daniel Russo, who scored the equalizing goal late last week at Wake, but was sent off with a second yellow and a bit of a tussle during the celebration with some Wake subs. He's out tonight, but Notre Dame stars continue to shine with Ento and Rue providing the 2 goals. Spicer trying to go forward out of the air for O'Brien. Burns a high header. Finally, Spicer tries to step onto it, but cleared out of there by Gilman.
How about Nolan Spicer, a freshman, coming up in a big spot? I think we all expected Rue, the team's leading scorer, to maybe step up in Russo's absence. But the freshman coming on the pitch and making a play like that on the wing. He's been a versatile piece for this Notre Dame team. In a spot like that, to come up with a contribution like that, says a lot about a player, and really to do it at such a young age. So little experience, at least compared to the rest of this Notre Dame lineup. We talked about how experienced Notre Dame was to start the game. To have that youth come in and make a play like that really speaks a lot to this freshman class and how much Riley trusts it.
On a move to win the ball from Green. And his service knocked away from Pitt. And now Williams all the way back to take it for the Irish. Final 5 minutes of the first half. A Notre Dame dominated first half here in South Bend. Irish, even after clinching the Coastal Division last week, have not taken their foot off the gas by any means.
Burns wanted an overlap there by Wyatt Lewis, and now we'll see if he'll get it. He will.
Here is Lewis, recently entered into the game, the sophomore midfielder. Cuts it back in and played it around the feet of Santiago Ferreira, but all the way to the keeper, Carter.
Clever ball. No one there to pick up on it, though. And now here comes Spicer again.
Spicer hauled down from behind, and this time it is an illegal play against the Panthers. It was Ferreira involved.
One would imagine this will be a service in the box. Russo, Notre Dame's usually their specialty. They try to go quick with it, and they will go quick with it.
Genenbacher with speed. Look at that run, but finally he's depossessed.
Interesting decision by Notre Dame there. Try to move quickly. I think they thought they could catch Pitt off guard, and for the most part they did, but certainly caught the ref off guard. But alert defending there by Pitt to make sure they don't get caught flat-footed.
Mishit from Carter gave Notre Dame a throw-in. And now can the Irish capitalize once more? Here's Genenbacher. Green again, back into Bonneau. One touch to Bonneau. Back out for Spicer. Near the end line. He just tracks it down. Green into the middle. Burns. O'Brien trying a volley. He scored on one of those against Duke. But it's finally sent over the top of the bar. And Pittsburgh can breathe with a goal kick as Burns was in the middle of it as usual.
A little bit less coordinated than the same chance against Duke that O'Brien so deftly put in the back of the net that time. It redirects to Burns, and Burns just kind of tries to stab it, I think, at goal. Not much coming from it, but Notre Dame certainly growing into this game more and more. I'd say they definitely had the lion's share of the chances in this first half, but now, ever since that second goal, they've been really putting on the steam.
Bit chaotic from Pitt. And finally, the Panthers control with Mirkovic, working well through traffic.
Nice footwork by Mirkovic there.
It's Bonneau winning the ball for the Irish. Lewis intent to play it back for Ramsey. And now Williams in the middle of the back line.
They're trying to settle that one down a little bit, but Pitt, to their credit, doing a nice job with their own press, making sure Notre Dame, nothing comes too easy, and eventually is able to force ill-advised kick for a throw-in.
Bonneau out to Burns. He accelerates. Burns with a low shot, and Carter lays out to knock it aside.
I think the senior captain wanted that one on senior night.
And now another strip of the ball. Here comes Green, left-footed try, and Carter scoops it up again. Boy, has he been tested in these first 45 minutes.
Yeah, Notre Dame really turning it on recently. That last 5 minutes after they got that goal, it feels like that really gets some confidence into their sails. Burns charging. He's usually good for a cross. I think we both see once he got on that ball, he wanted the shot there, and a nice effort, good save to get down and make that save by Carter Cabral, but really Notre Dame playing some of their best soccer, and here they come again.
Rue knocked away, and it was advantage for the Irish, and here comes a golden opportunity as we approach the final minute for Notre Dame just outside the 18.
Cabral Carter, I'm going to go back to that point because I don't think it gave him enough justice. He's been tested quite a bit in this first half, and those two goals maybe not giving him enough credit for what he's done. He's made a couple of really nice saves that, a lesser goal he might have let in. Really strong performance there by Pitt's keeper. Now Notre Dame will get a chance to, we'll see if they put a shot on goal here. Their usual free kick specialists from this range. Russo out with the aforementioned red card. We know Bonneau and O'Brien can both strike and then ball perfectly well, but this usually would be Russo's territory. One would imagine this is certainly shooting range, though, even though O'Brien's probably, I'd say, more known for his services into the box and not on goal.
Bryan's ready for it, about 20 yards out.
See Burns lurking on the overlap there. Pitt doesn't have a man to mark him.
O'Brien swings it off the bar. Hit the corner between the post and the crossbar. And it stays out now. Burns looking for a second chance. It falls right out in front, still bouncing around. Bicycle try, and now finally it is pushed over the top with Spicer and Green, the two youngsters for Notre Dame in the middle of it.
Pandemonium in the box. Pitt happy to head into half, and see Bonneau telling the crowd to get on their feet and make more noise. O'Brien in disbelief there. That could not have come closer to being the perfect free kick, and it's the, I think it hit the confluence of that, getting in on telling the crowd to make more noise. That was a heck of a performance by the Irish, and they want to keep momentum heading into halftime.
Sheer dominance from the 5th-ranked team in America. 2-0.
We won't see the play before, but Bryce Bonneau doing well to break up the play, and we'll see there a little bit of a work to win that ball, and Ento, clinical finish, momentum, and the celebration too on point. Dancing at the corner flag in front of the student section, pointing to the ground, saying, "That's me." And then the second goal as well. Nice ball by Gettenbacher. The freshman Nolan Spicer playing it across, and Rue going to ground and putting it in the corner, having to slide for that one, and really nice finish to go across the face of goal and stick it away. And Notre Dame with a 2-0 lead. The Hart hands up for Matthew Rue. Now Pitt getting underway here in the second half, but we'll see the one big chance they had in the first half. A ball through and played across and just pulled wide. Really about as bad as a miss you see at this level. Open goal, and I think it's just a miss-hit, really. Well played by Pitt to create the chance, but they've got to finish that.
So off the restart, Carter goes forward with it. Notre Dame in the first half, 11 shots to Pitt's 3. Notre Dame tonight, most shots the Irish have had in an ACC game first half this season, and in at least the last 4 years. I was looking back on it during the halftime break, and it's certainly been a while for Notre Dame since they applied this much pressure in the opening 45 of the game, and it's paid off with 2 goals.
Let's see how Pitt comes out in this second half, because Notre Dame at the end of the first half was really piling on the pressure, and felt like Pitt was probably pretty happy to get that halftime break in and reset. They need to reset the tone of this matchup, because heading to the halftime, Notre Dame was just putting in shot after shot in on goal, and Pitt couldn't seem to get out of their own half.
Both these teams have been phenomenal, really, in the second half this season. Pitt outscoring their opponents 15-5 after halftime. But Notre Dame has held on to lead so well. Remember, a 30-match unbeaten streak on the line right now for Notre Dame when scoring first. Panthers last week in the scoreless draw against Duke saw the game really open up for them, especially offensively early on in that second half. But no goals on either side.
Notice Notre Dame rolling with the same lineup they ended the half with. Usually I think you'd see at half Notre Dame kind of going back to their usual starters. They're going to keep Spicer out there. They're going to keep, players that at the end of the half were really part of that outpouring of chances to Notre Dame. Sebastian Green, you'll see there on your near side, one of those players. Notre Dame keeping them out there, letting them keep working in this game, in a game they've played so well in, instead of going back to the first unit.
Speed from Spicer as he turns the corner and draws a foul against Santiago Ferreira, the Colombian freshman midfielder. 6th team foul against Pitt, evening Notre Dame's total in that category. Irish this season have outscored opponents 16-2 in the second half, and Notre Dame, one of those 2 goals allowed was an own goal in the Virginia match, a 3-1 win in late September. So the opening goal from Wake Forest in the 79th minute of last week's top 6 tilt, the only goal by an opponent Notre Dame has allowed in the second half this season.
I don't believe we gave this update at the end of our first half, but just before the end of the first half in Louisville, Wake Forest, Louisville indeed found a second goal, so now they lead 2-1 on Wake. Relevant information for ACC seeding information.
KK Bafour goes with the left foot, all on the grass, and scooped up by Cabral Carter. Again, it's Wake Forest, the only team with an opportunity to track down Notre Dame for that #1 seed in the ACC tournament. But whatever drama may have been on the table is quickly leaving the picture, as Louisville, even with Notre Dame not needing a whole lot of help, has certainly benefited the Irish tonight with their performance against Wake Forest. So the 1 seed starting to become a formality for Notre Dame inside the final 42 minutes.
Combine the fact that Wake needs a win, Notre Dame needs to lose outright and not draw, and then goal difference comes into play, which Notre Dame at the moment is only increasing. And oh my, that could have been disastrous.
Your chance for Notre Dame. Still in a dangerous position for the Irish. It's back for O'Brien, but first a foul right near the penalty spot, and that'll settle the matter down as it was Nolan Spicer ending the possession himself.
I nearly had to put the play-by-play headset back on for the first time since NC State my sophomore year. Just a slip and fall and aggressive press there. Heads-up play by Nolan Spicer to hustle in there and get a foot on the ball, but eventually the lines are cleared by Cabral Carter, but that very nearly could have been about as ugly as the third goal Pitt could have conceded. They were going to go long now.
Offside, as Marania was down there for Pittsburgh again. We talked about it. Notre Dame without one of their most experienced men up front, and Daniel Russo. But the way Spicer, the freshman, and Green, the sophomore, on the right side of that attack have stepped up tonight. Really impressive for the Fighting Irish.
Pitt playing it through. It's a nice chance here in transition is eventually scrapped away.
Matthew Roux all alone up front, just keeps it in play right in front of the Irish bench. Now the Panthers turn possession back over themselves. Good protection of the ball from Guilherme Feitosa. Earns the free kick for Pittsburgh.
We've talked a lot about Notre Dame's set piece prowess. Let's see what Pitt has maybe designed. I'm going to go quick with it.
And Williams clears it out just beyond the edge of the 18. Panthers push it back in, however, as this is Luka Kozamara, who did not start the match. Trying to go around Genenbacher with it. But Genenbacher does well defensively and earns a goal kick.
Genenbacher's having a really nice night on that fullback spot. Doing well to get forward on his offensive duties and get back and protect the ball defensively. Notre Dame asks him and Patty Burns to do quite a bit in this little formation, in the 3-5-2 system they run. It's not always looking like that, but when they push forward, the wingbacks push up so high, it could be viewed as that, I should say. Both of those players having a really nice night tonight, doing well to get forward and really bring some width to the Notre Dame attack.
Good work defensively by Mayufo with Green crashing. Now this goes out off a header. Throw in for the Panthers. Just under 38.5 to play in the ACC regular season finale for these two sides in South Bend. Goals tonight for the Irish from Eno Ento, his 7th, Matthew Roux, his 10th, both in the first half. Panthers switch the field. And now Ferreira gets through Spicer. It's Mayufo playing it back for the captain, Gilman. Pitt did not spend much time possessing in that first half, so this is a good sign for the Panthers, as Ferreira again maintains it through traffic. Pitt works the right side. Some hesitation nearly allows Roux to step onto it. And now it's with Ferreira again. Well done by Notre Dame, though, not allowing the Panthers to take this thing forward. Pitt's still patient as it's on the back line again. And Ferreira into the feet of Bafour. And there is a turnover, at least for the moment. As Spicer pushes it on to Green. And now Genenbacher back to Green. Green goes down as the foot was extended outward from Kozamara and into his path. Free kick awarded to Notre Dame as Green needs a moment.
He just caught the foot to the ankle. Nice little move to create space for himself. Tries to take it and extended leg. We'll see Trainer coming out. I think he's actually coming out for, well, I'm trying to see the number as he looks down. I think it was O'Brien that was on the ground. He's back up now.
So that one away from the foul against Pitt. O'Brien going down near midfield. He'll have to check out.
2 injuries, or it seemed like knocks more, as we saw Green go down there, and then O'Brien's the one who will be subbed out for Lewis.
Number 6,
I think O'Brien just wants to get a check in on him. He's walking off fine, no support needed. But in a game like this, you still got 30 minutes left, and you still got a lot to play for. After this one, you don't want to make sure to test your captain too much. Make sure to take all precautions, as Dowd has to quickly fire that one off to Burns.
Ethan O'Brien.
Goes out for a Panther throw-in, as got a little bit physical right there in front of the Panther bench. Patty Burns, very vocal and expressive in his playing style in the mix. Williams traps it. Plays it ahead for Bonneau, spinning with it and locating Lewis. Again, a reminder of the stakes. Notre Dame looking for, really, at this point, it should be any result to secure the 1 seed in the ACC, as Roux finally gets whistled. A little bit late there as he threw the body up against Pitt's Fabian Grau just inside the 18. And a breakaway thwarted for the Irish.
Can't say I wasn't surprised the call came, but came surprisingly late. Certainly the initial contact came a solid couple of seconds before the whistle came, as Roux kind of broke forward, and I think maybe the ref was expecting play to just kind of stop. The extent that the bodies collided there.
Williams goes back with Dowd, and it's Dowd stepping up to take it. Going back to the previous point, Notre Dame seems in very good position right now to wrap up that top seed in the ACC tournament and finish the regular season unbeaten in conference play. And Pitt, a lot at stake here, and it's probably going to come down to getting help around the conference. Panthers currently sit in 7th place in the ACC with 9 points. There are 3 teams within 2 points behind them, including North Carolina tied with the Panthers. By 4, out to Burns, his low shot settled down by Carter, with Notre Dame bringing additional players right to the doorstep.
Burns always capable of hitting it with emphasis. I don't think I've ever seen him hit a strike with anything less than everything he's got in that boot. That time goes right to the keeper, and well played by Carter to get down and make the save.
Panthers played up the left side. Genenbacher steps right to it. Green threw it wide of Spicer. Bonneau turns with it. And one of the Panthers, Mayufo, lost his footing. That allows Green to seek out Bafour, who goes down, charging toward that service. The official says play on. Lewis, a high arcer toward the backside of the 18. The Green settles for Genenbacher. Heavy touch, not sure if he was trying to play it back to Green. In any event, it comes back where Carter can take it. Panthers tied with North Carolina right now, 9 points each. As we'll get back to that after a look at that KK Bafour opportunity here for Notre Dame.
See your nice ball across the box before coming in, and I don't think there's much contact there. I think it's certainly less than the fans in the crowd who are reacting, maybe wanted. I think Bafour just tries to extend his body a little too much to get on, and then kind of slips. Notre Dame continuing to really give Pitt all they can handle and more when they're trying to get out of their own half. You see Pitt once again committing numbers forward on this goal kick, and Notre Dame in turn pressing forward. That time Pitt is able to successfully get it out.
And a boot from Carter. It's Feitosa playing it back. Lewis fell over. And that allows an opportunity for the Panthers. Zahir Dyke in from the left side, working against Genenbacher. Genenbacher does well. Williams there to intercept the cross and send it all the way out toward the seats. Panthers even with the Tar Heels at 9 points each. Virginia Tech and Louisville each 2 points behind Pitt and UNC at 7. Right now, North Carolina and Virginia have gone to halftime scoreless. Virginia Tech and Duke even at 1 early in the second half. And Louisville, as we've been talking about much of the night, still leading Wake Forest 2-1 in the 58th minute.
If you don't love ACC final day, all the games at once, I don't know if you don't love college soccer or not, but this is about as good as you're going to get if you're a fan of college soccer. You know, when all the teams are playing at once, all the stakes are out there, the standings are adjusting in real time. Both these teams have something to play for. Pitt perhaps a little more at this stage. Nice ball.
Mayufo, as it went around Genenbacher, Williams knocks it out into the netting, and a corner kick upcoming for Pittsburgh, and this will be the first corner of the night for the Panthers.
Corner kick for the Panthers. Kicking number 21, Philip Mirkovich.
Mirkovich takes it. A header back towards goal, and there's Williams again. Clearing it all the way back down, and it'll go into the bench area for a Pitt throw-in.
Nice set piece designed by Pitt, or perhaps just poor marking by Notre Dame, but that's a well-hit ball into the box by Mirkovich. Finds the back post and flicks it in the middle. Williams alert and just gets it out of there with as much pace as he can muster. That's a nice chance by Pitt to get crafty with what you're given. Corner kick had to go to the back post, play it across the box, and from there just try to create some havoc.
Jackson Gilman, as the Panthers look to rebuild. And getting it back from Mirkovich. We enter the final half hour here in South Bend. Still 2-0 Notre Dame on goals from Ento in the 10th minute and Rue in the 39th. Mirkovich angles away from Green. Long ball to the wide side of the flags up. Patty Burns called for it before the official even put the flag in the air.
He snatched that ball on the half volley once that flag went up, just grabbing it with his hands. I think he knew, like you said, before the official even knew that he was off.
Some frustration from Joao Souza. He had the first good look of the night in the opening 30 seconds for Pitt, one of the few quality opportunities for the Panthers. Not many chances offensively for Pitt in terms of quantity, but the quality has certainly been there, with Luis Samkow having the best chance with a wide open net. He sent it just wide off the heel.
What few chances Pitt has had, they've certainly been some strong ones. We want to talk about the first one as well, where they broke free and now hold that thought as Notre Dame gets forward.
Ento couldn't find Rue, not much pace behind his ball. Williams, controlling the ball so well on that back line for Notre Dame. He has been such an asset for head coach Chad Riley in this Irish side. Wants to play it wide. He does to Ramsey.
Notre Dame working the ball from side to side so well here as Burns puts that one in. And well cleared by Pitt.
Quality clearance there from Grau. Even more fans have filled in the grassy berms on either side of the benches here at Alumni Stadium. Great crowd tonight here in South Bend as you get a look at the bleacher seats right in front of us. The weather has held up. Still no rain, as was forecasted previously in the week. And we take a look at that ACC scoreboard. VT and Duke tied at 1. Syracuse and Boston College also even. The one with the really big implications right now, Louisville and Wake Forest. Cardinals lead 2-1, and Louisville, by securing 3 points, could jump Pitt by a single point in the standings and knock Pitt at least down to the 8th seed. Remember, Pitt, currently in the 7th spot, has to remain inside the top 8 to host the ACC first round on Wednesday.
Live math here is something to behold, given the amount of goal difference calculations. We talk about how Wake winning affects Notre Dame, Louisville winning affects Pitt. Here comes the corner, regardless of all the math we're doing in the booth.
Williams looking for a header. Carter punches it away, but no will try out of the air, and that's in 2. May have been deflected on the way. Notre Dame has 3. And the Irish running away with it in the regular season finale.
Looks like it's Notre that's going to take the plaudits. I'm not sure if there was maybe deflection in front of that, but no, took the initial shot, but there was some pandemonium in the box. Let's get a look at the replay and see what exactly happened there. Here comes the initial service by Balfour. It's into the box. Some chaos. Mo Williams doing well to get tall and get up there. But no takes the shot, and it looks like it's Ento who got a flick. And if that was indeed his flick, we'll take a look here.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he got a touch. I'm not sure how intentional that was to be a shot on goal, but regardless, heck of a finish by Ento. It is going to be officially scored, at least down below us, as a goal for Ento and assist for Bryce Bonneau, but we'll see what the official tally ends up being. That one's going to require an extra look, but I think it is going to be Ento who gets the official tally.
Announcement just went to Ento, so he's got himself a brace tonight. Ento now 8 goals on the season, 15 for the career, and 6 goals in the last 8 games for Ento. Boy, has he played some of his best soccer as the season has grown late.
His emergence has been so important for this Notre Dame team. You know, we knew Rue, at least after the start of the season, was going to be a really strong option. They still needed that secondary goal scorer, someone to partner with Rue and be a threat, you know, when Rue is not, you know, always going to be getting forward. And Ento has been just that. Really good development for this Notre Dame team as they try to make a run in the tournament.
And the ball forward by Fours offside. So he went to chase it down with Mayufo. So Notre Dame 3, Pittsburgh nothing in the middle part of this second half. Irish now outscoring opponents 17-2 in the final 45 minutes this season. Ento, that's his first brace of the year.
What a move by Notre Dame.
Balfour, could Ento get a hat trick here? He's in the middle. There he is. Ento finishes! Hat trick for number 9, and Notre Dame has 4.
If there was any doubt about whether he connected with the first one, there's the emphasis on that one. Genenbacher putting the celebration up, and everyone swarming Ento, who is the man of the match. I could have called this one a bit early. 3 goals, Notre Dame's got 4. They are rolling at Alumni Stadium. We'll get a full replay here. What a move by Notre Dame. The ball to find Balfour. Balfour had a meg right before that. We didn't see it on the replay. Balfour not being selfish, going across the net, finds Ento. Ento staying calm and putting it into the corner. That's about as good as goals Notre Dame's going to score all season, from the build-up to the finish to the result that they currently are on pace to get after that goal. I don't know if I'd say too early it's Notre Dame's best performance of the season, but the scoreline certainly indicates it at the moment.
A marvelous evening for Ento. 9th goal of the season. He's catching up on Matthew Rue's 10. That's the second career 3-goal performance for Ento. His first came back in that 2021 College Cup season against Trine. What was a 13-0 victory for the Irish. This one's 4-0.
Here come the Irish again.
Balfour again getting free. It was his assist that set up Ento's 3rd. And this one goes long and beyond the line for a Pitt goal kick.
Irish pushing down that gas pedal. We talked about in the first half a little bit how if they got that second goal, maybe things would open up a bit. They could really start gashing this Pitt team in transition as they try to push forward more and more. That's exactly what's happening right now. Notre Dame just getting these chances at will once they get into transition and really pushing down the gas pedal here.
Bonneau stepping through. Ferreira takes it away from him. Pitt switching the field, as it's Dyke, the freshman from Kansas City. Genenbacher one more time for the Irish, ahead to Balfour, who's tripped up. Ferreira with the foul.
We're going to see a yellow card here. Referee indicating for a stoppage of play, and that's what we're going to get.
It is the first booking of the night. It goes against Santiago Ferreira, the FC Dallas Academy product.
Yellow card.
I think that's honestly a smart yellow card to take for Pitt. Obviously, not as smart as any yellow card's going to be, but this kind of allows them to settle things down. This team certainly needed a breather. Notre Dame was really getting out into speed and really killing Pitt with their transition ability in the last few minutes. Pitt now has the chance to reset, sit back, make Notre Dame build up from the back once again. Obviously, not much you can do when you're down 4-0, but if you're Pitt, at least now you have the chance to breathe and think about your options.
Patty Burns aggressively ahead toward Ento. It's flagged down back there. As it was Fabian Grauen on the play defensively. Not much going right for Pitt in this match in South Bend, but Panthers can take a little bit of solace in the fact that Duke now leads Virginia Tech 3-1 early in the second half. VT, one of those teams that with a win could jump Pittsburgh for that 7th or 8th seed in the ACC tournament. And right now, Pitt has to hope that North Carolina, which is currently tied with Virginia at halftime, does not come away with a draw and earns a point to jump Pittsburgh for the 7th seed. And then Pitt has to hope for a Wake Forest equalizer late, as it's now 2-1 Louisville in the 65th minute. Louisville with a win jumps over Pittsburgh at 10 points, but Louisville with a draw
for the Fighting
falls
Irish,
1 point short
number
of the
7,
Panthers.
Ethan O'Brien. For number 13, Bryce
You gotta wonder
Fennell.
what point goal difference starts to come into play if you're either of these teams, and I don't have the numbers in front of me as to who needs what amount, but if you're Notre Dame, if they were in a different position, you'd imagine they'd be looking at that goals for tiebreaker pretty happily right now. But I think Notre Dame right now, given their positions, more than happy to just win the game and take home what would be their first undisputed 1 seed. They've been the 1 seed before, but they were tied and won on tiebreakers. This will be the first time if they win that they have taken home the 1 seed in the ACC outright.
Again, Bacher ahead for Spicer. Ento freed up in the middle again, but well played defensively by Gilman. No rest for the Pitt back line tonight. Notre Dame, even without Daniel Russo, and even now with the top scorer, Rue, on the bench, still applies the pressure with ease. Panthers clear, just one man forward. It's Maranya. And now Burns back toward the Pitt goal. Carter's going to take it there and play it with his feet.
Nothing else. Notre Dame just putting on a show for the crowd of alumni, telling them, hey, we're going to get a lot of home games in the next month. You want to see more of this, come out to alumni's ACC tournament games. Obviously, the bracket's not set up. I think we can safely assume some NCAA tournament games will probably be played at Alumni Stadium this fall. And they're telling the fans now, if you like what you're seeing, come out in November and we'll got more of it for you.
Not a bad final act by any means. Notre Dame setting up to remain inside the friendly confines of Alumni Stadium and gear up for a match next Sunday as the number 1 seed in the ACC with the way things stand right now.
Number 24, Sebastian Green.
Certainly the Irish with the top rating percentage index ranking in the country, which factors in more strength of schedule and results against tougher teams. Notre Dame has the top ranking in that metric, and that's usually a pretty good indicator of NCAA tournament seeding. So you would think the Irish are going to have a 1 seed and really run the table at home. Spicer on the run. Couldn't play it wide for Green. Notre Dame still pressuring with Gengenbacher.
First in the ACC final regular season standings, number 1 in RPI in the country right now, and potentially an ACC tournament run. Most years, that's usually pretty good to get a high seed in the NCAA tournament. I don't know if anything else is going on this year, but Notre Dame certainly in a good spot right now.
Radavoisa back into the game, number 8 in white, sent it wide of Burns and out for a Pitt throw.
You see here the ACC tournament coming up. Combination of on-site and off-site games, with the first round and quarterfinals would indeed be on-site. November 5th would be the date that Notre Dame has circled in red pen at the moment. By all accounts, looks like they will be entering that game as the 1 seed, barring what would be, we talked about Pitt has had some nice comebacks this year, what would be certainly the comeback of the season in college soccer. But as of right now, it looks like November 5th will be the date for Notre Dame to play their next match.
We still have no idea where Pitt's going to wrap this thing up as far as seeding goes, as Ento charges against Carter.
Burns
Carter
can
out
go
of
from
his
here.
goal. Yeah, Burns always aggressive, instead plays inside for Radavoisa. Radavoisa with a shot blocked at the edge of the 18. O'Brien had to step back to receive the ball, and as a result, he's beaten back to it.
I think Burns wanted it too. Senior and I believe his family made the trip from Ireland to come see this game. As I'll hold that thought as Pitt comes forward.
So is out wide, flags up offside, shot over the bar anyway for Massimo Maragna, the freshman from Queens.
Burns usually looks to get it forward and make the final pass. Senior night, I think he's looking for a goal. What could be his final regular season game in Alumni Stadium.
Just over 19 minutes to play. Irish by 4 on this Friday night in South Bend with a hat trick from Eno. And one more goal for good measure from Matthew Rue, his 10th of the season, Notre Dame's 2nd goal of the evening. And maybe another booking here. Yes, indeed, yellow card.
Felt like a frustration foul there. Just
Yellow card.
game hasn't gone their way, and especially in the second half, Notre Dame really starting to take control. The first half, Notre Dame had the better of the chances, but Pitt at least was creating a few chances of their own. They just hadn't converted them. This half has just been all Irish.
Irish go long off the restart with Ento bringing his man to the ground. And now Pitt wins possession back. It'll be a free kick.
Into Pitt, number 19, Luca Casamara.
Panthers have brought
For number 11,
Luca Kozamara back out onto the pitch as it's Feitosa dancing through plenty of Irish players. Lewis was taken down in the middle, seeking out a foul call, not there. Now Mirkovic chips it through creatively, and it's Feitosa on the run. Green trailing, he finds Dyke. And once again, offside's the call. We've seen a lot of flags in the air on that left side of the field.
Notre Dame's backline staying disciplined and making sure that they're both able to successfully move in transition, and also keeping their shape, making sure that Pitt, when they try to overload, that was a nice find to get the ball down to Dyke, but Notre Dame's backline just does such a good job at staying organized, communicating with each other, knowing where they are at all times, that Pitt can't slip in behind them because Notre Dame steps up and forces the offsides.
Mirkovic, depossessed, well done by Lewis. Ento again, could he get a fourth? Yes! The night of a lifetime for Ento. 4 goals, and it's 5-0 Irish.
And with one game, he's tied Rue at top the season scores for Notre Dame. He entered this match 3 goals behind, and now they're equal. His 10th of the season, his 4th on the game, the 5th for the Irish of the day. An explosion of offense for Ento. And what a finish, what a touch to set up the finish. You said it, a game of a lifetime. It's through, gets around the defender, and just pure power to fire that one by Carter. I wish I had better analysis, but I don't think I can do better than a game of a lifetime because Ento is playing like a man possessed.
Like you said, 10th goal for Ento. He has almost doubled his total in the goals category this night alone.
For Ward of a sub out. Riley maybe just wanting him to get all the credits as he walked off the field, but what a performance.
How is Pitt going to climb back up from this? Panthers will have to play on Wednesday. Still don't know whether at home or on the road. But it's going to be a somewhat quick turnaround. 5 days between now and that first round of the ACC tournament for Coach Vidovic and company to get this thing back on track. It has been a mess for the Panthers tonight. 18-3, the shot total for Notre Dame, 11-1 in shots on goal, the Irish advantage. But as we've seen with Pittsburgh, especially over the past few seasons with these College Cup runs, you don't have to be perfect in the regular season to get things right when it matters most. Pitt lost 4 games prior to the NCAA tournament last year. And with tonight, if the result holds, the Panthers will have ended the regular season losing 5 this time around. As Feitosa jumps ahead with it.
Nice find by Feitosa.
An even better block from Ramsey. Panthers looking to keep it in play, not quite, but it is a corner kick with just over 16 minutes remaining. in regulation time.
See what Pitt can do on their
Corner kick
first
for
corner
Pitt.
today. They had a nice
Number
routine when they
21,
got to the back post and put it across the goal. We'll see what they can work up here. Notre Dame, I think at this point, more than happy to commit as many bodies as they want back. I think the goals today have been plentiful enough that they're not too worried about getting forward after this.
Cross shot almost all the way over the netting behind the goal, as it was a high try from the penalty spot. Notre Dame has a goal kick, as it was Feitosa who's become active throughout this second half involved. So here Dyke in the midst of the action as well.
Notre Dame's starting to take a little more time on these goal kicks, really on everything. They know that this result is more than enough, probably the best result they could have realistically asked for heading into this game. Now I think they're just enjoying the moment, the crowd, heck, even the weather that's held off so far today. Again, just putting on an audition for the rest of these fans for the rest of the month.
And here we go. I found the statistic here for Notre Dame. Eno 4 goals, good for 8 points tonight. This is the first 8-point performance for Notre Dame in 17 years. Gotta go back to September 3rd, 2006. Against Indiana, it was Joseph Lapira with a 4-goal, 8-point performance.
I think we're going to see a foul there. Yep, there it is. Yeah, 17 years is a long time, and surprised it even was that recently. You don't often see 4 goals in the game, and especially not the quality of that 4th goal too, the way he scored it. To take the touch, to get around the defender, and then to beat the goalie with just pure pace on that ball. Remarkable showing today from Eno.
Under 14 minutes to play as the Irish close in on securing the #1 seed. Could there be another goal and score? It's Rue. Looking back for O'Brien. Connection interrupted. The only thing Notre Dame would have had to worry about tonight, with Wake Forest potentially winning and the Irish losing, would be goal differential. And of course, Notre Dame's in line for the win, but they have taken care of the goal differential without question in this one, putting 5 in the back of the net. Can the Panthers come up with 1 before the night's over, at least? Not here, as Ramsey cycles back well defensively.
Great defense, great offensive showing. Again, I don't think Notre Dame can really ask for much more out of this performance. And you talk about, I don't think the goal difference is a problem when you're going to be first in the ACC, but we did talk about NCAA tournament seeding, and certainly a style point win if I've ever seen one. You know, Pitt, not a team that's probably going to be competing with Notre Dame for those top seeds in the NCAA tournament, but they are very possibly a tournament team, and Notre Dame is absolutely putting on a show against them. And if there's any wandering eyes by the NCAA tournament selection committee out there, Notre Dame certainly making a very, very strong case for a top seed. He burns in a ton of space on that overlap, pushing up high on the left side.
The feed for O'Brien. Burns moves it ahead to Radavoisa. Lost the ball behind him, still stays with it. This is well done by Radavoisa. And finally, he earns the foul just outside that left side of the 18.
Notre Dame gets to set up a set piece. And hey, we talked about how Notre Dame was really good on set pieces in this game. They don't need the set pieces tonight for the most part. It's just been a outburst of Eno up front, and Rue as well getting involved, but now got a chance in a dangerous area to serve this into the box.
No need for a set piece when you can have a 4-piece from one of your top players up front. Let's see if O'Brien can make some more magic happen for Notre Dame.
O'Brien, gotta imagine he's itching for a contribution in some way on senior night, though I believe he's a graduate student, not a senior, but I think we all know the implications regardless. Plays it short to Radavoisa.
Radavoisa in for Rue. Carter punches it away. Green takes it for Notre Dame. Genenbacher checking to make sure he stayed on side. He did. Throws the cross and deflects just up in the air and past Burns, who had a good angle to it on the backside of the area.
Ooh in the crowd as Burns just nearly missed getting a shot off there. Notre Dame's captain has a tendency for scoring goals when they need him most. Can't say this is probably one of those situations where they need him most. Regardless, they're setting up for not a long throw this time, just to play it back to Bonneau. We talk about again, setting the tempo a little more as we enter the final stanza of this match. Lead firmly in hand.
Wyatt Lewis and Michael Rossi enter for Notre Dame. There is Rossi committing a foul just outside the 18. Pitt, meanwhile, brings in Evan McIntyre for Mateo Maiufo. Final 10 minutes at Alumni Stadium in South Bend. A 5-0 lead for 5th-ranked Notre Dame. Well positioned to wrap up the top seed for next week's ACC tournament, and a 4-goal night for Enoento. The first 8-point performance from a Fighting Irish player in 17 years.
Notre Dame just seems so quick to every second ball in this game. Bonneau, O'Brien, Genenbacher, everyone really just putting on a fantastic effort in the midfield.
How about Rossi? Using his size to protect the ball. Couldn't locate Rue in the middle. Pitt takes over possession. Irish continue to press. It's Burns winning the ball and moving it directly forward on a single touch to Bonneau.
Yeah, you can't say enough about what this Notre Dame midfield has done today. It feels like they've done so well to limit Pitt's transition chances for the most part, as I say, of course, as they start to bring on transition chance now.
Look at the quickness from Dyke. Playing it through. Dowd's going to have to make a play here, and he does. That was Marania charging forward as Dyke picked him out excellently in the middle of that 18-yard box. Dowd hasn't been busy tonight, but he's been cool and calm as always in this one. Gliding toward his 21st career clean sheet, 8th of the season potentially, in a night where he made his 150th career save.
Number 27, Wyatt.
We'll see now list of champions in the recent years of the ACC tournament. Notre Dame, 2021 champions on that team that made their way all the way to the College Cup. And, you know, don't like to try to bring parallels between older teams, but there is a lot of that 2021 team in this Notre Dame team. You know, the stability they have defensively. Dowd, obviously, the constant of all those teams in goal. The ability to kind of find goals from a lot of different areas. And there's no Jacqueline on this team, but they're still getting goals regardless. But the balance between offense and defense, I think, on this team is very similar to the one we saw in 2021, and that was a really dangerous combination for that team, obviously making it all the way to the College Cup and winning the ACC tournament along the way.
Yeah, Notre Dame, when you look back to that incredible Elite Eight match with Pittsburgh during that 2021 College Cup run, Irish returning 8 contributors from that penalty kick match, and it's been such a key for the Irish as they make a few more changes with Ramsey, Genenbacher, and I believe Rue heading off to a rousing round of applause for Notre Dame, and some more of the seniors will get looks in the final 7 minutes.
And that will be Alex Salvino and Matthew McLaughlin drawing the praise. The 2 seniors getting out and getting some run out. This matchup. Let's see if I even get on the score sheet. I wouldn't rule anything else out at this rate. I don't know if the broadcast caught that, a particularly loud Go Matthew cheer coming from the student section just below us.
Salvino, McLaughlin, and Borso in here. Borso taking the shot! and it's 6 for Notre Dame. Borso just barely into the game, has the goal. It's his first of the season.
How about that way to introduce yourself on the pitch? Downs all the way up, getting involved in the huddle. An explosion of goals from Notre Dame. Borso's been on the pitch for 2 minutes. Maybe even less than that. He just rifles that one to the top corner. You get a look here. Takes a touch, opens up, fires away, and what a strike. Just beats the outstretch of Carter. That one, I don't know if it took, no, I think that's just the swerving. A really nice swerve at that. Wyatt Borso with a goal of the week contender on a outpouring of goals. Gotta imagine Notre Dame's gonna be winning team of the week.
First of the season, third of his career.
Here comes Nicholas Legendry.
Legendry just picked up an assist on that Notre Dame goal. It was his second assist of the season. Legendry, a strong run. It's taken away with under 6 minutes to go. And according to the stat broadcast in front of us, Borso was on the field for about 40 seconds before he found the back of the net. That's a way to make an early impact.
Notre Dame now with a mostly rotated side in. I told anyone before the match Notre Dame would be getting the bench all involved, getting the seniors out there. Wyatt Borso will be scoring a goal of the week contender. I think I'd probably ask you, what match did you just watch and where did you watch it? Because I don't think that was on anyone's pregame expectation list, and Notre Dame, regardless, putting out, again, I don't want to put words into Coach Riley's mouth, but I'd have to imagine he's going to say this is probably the best performance of the season after the match.
Offside again against Pitt, as it was Dyke looking to receive, running down that left side. There is head coach Chad Riley. Season number 6 at Notre Dame, has gone quite well to this point. Looking to make his 8th NCAA tournament in 11 head coaching seasons.
Riley all business there. Everyone else on the bench is all smiles, but he makes sure he's putting the professional tone out there, making sure the players know this game's still going on and they still got to play their hardest, even though the scoreline obviously pretty bloated at this stage. Everyone else on that bench is smiling and laughing, but Riley, picture of professionalism.
The big development for Pittsburgh here. Wake Forest has equalized at Louisville. It's now in the 83rd minute, 2 goals apiece there. As Notre Dame again makes a move toward goal with Radavoisa putting a charge forth. It's the only change in the ACC scoreboard right now. But the big issue for Pittsburgh is that UNC is still even with Virginia. Now, if UNC does earn the 1 point in that draw, they'd push Pitt down to the 8th spot, but with Virginia Tech currently in the 9th spot, currently down 3-1 to Duke, and Louisville, even with Wake Forest, Pitt, if the scores hold, would hang on to the 8th seed and host on Wednesday. It will likely be Pitt and Louisville. Williams ahead for Michael Rossi. Shouted by a Gilman. Across for Salvino. Too much heat behind it. Salvino's got to track it down near the corner. Just there in the nick of time for Legendry.
Legendry's been active down there on that wing. He's always trying to make something happen, and that time he's going to get called for a foul. I think he had a hand up there in the back. Well, he's got an assist to his name, and I believe that would be, I believe he said he was on the pitch for about 40 seconds, but the speed at which he was able to get involved, I think, speaks volumes about how active and how much of a hustle player he is when the ball's in his area.
Final 2 minutes at Alumni Stadium. Much pressure here from Notre Dame with Salvino and Rossi up front. Gilman anchoring the back line for Pittsburgh. Now the long ball, as it's Maranya on the run. And how about that protection of the ball trickling over the line? Goal kick coming for Notre Dame. It's Ramsey back there for the Irish, winning Dowd's goal kick with 1:15 remaining. And a voice through the middle one more time. 60 seconds on the clock. Burns, the senior, sends that one over the top for Borso, back into the middle. Cleared out by Pittsburgh and Gilman. Ramsey throws one of the Panthers down to the grass. As it's Guilherme Feitosa returning to his feet near midfield. 25 seconds on the clock as Notre Dame closes in. Gendry will just go back with it inside the final 15. And number 15 booting it forward for Salvino.
7, 6, 5, 4.
And this is it. Notre Dame draws the curtains on this regular season with a statement performance. 6-0 the final as the 5th-ranked Irish, for the first time in program history, finish their ACC schedule